Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Indra, are you able to on your video? Yeah, hi.
Hi.
Okay.
Good. So
Can you call? Okay, wait. I should now help Vasant ji.
Yeah, call. So now we are connected. We will be connected here. So even if now my internet goes off, the meeting will remain on, and we can be. My God, I cannot visit the barber. All the barber shops are closed. I don't know which way to turn on my put my hair. It's crazy. Yeah. Maybe one day I'll take the razor and just shave off the complete head. Okay. Yeah, so we still have 9 minutes before the participants come, so we can do the trial run. In fact, Zoom itself has made a very nice 1-minute video. So if people can just watch that video, it will give enough information about how to run Zoom meeting. In fact, everything I learned is by watching those videos. And by now I can say that I understand everything in Zoom. Whatever you want to do, I know how to do that.
How do you share videos?
Sharing video in Zoom.
Yeah.
You have to do two things. One is that you have to open that video in a window and then you share that video.
Okay.
Number two, in the control panel you have three dots and with the word more. Click on that in your meeting control panel. It will show you something like share computer audio.
Okay. Yeah.
Then what will happen is that whatever audio is going into the computer, that will be relayed to all the participants.
He's having issues on connecting through laptop and all. So I'll send him this one also.
What? I don't understand what is. Okay. Yeah, so then you have to share the computer audio also. In this meeting, the moment we start, it automatically starts the recording also.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I can see it's recording already. Right.
So sharing video is like you click on share screen and then you select the specific window which is having that video and you click on share. That's all.
Okay.
Then the people will see the video which is playing on your screen. Only thing is that speed will be slow and it will depend upon the speed of other people's connection.
Right.
But
see my screen, right?
There is one thing very interesting about it is that you can share the audio of your system.
Hey, hi guys. You're able to see my screen, right?
Yes,
yeah.
Great. Okay, fine. I asked Vasantji to connect. He's trying to connect through mobile. I sent him even the link in the mail.
I'm connected.
Sorry?
Hello. I'm connected. I'm connecting.
Okay, great. Achha,
you are connected.
You're connected. Are you able to see the screen, Vasantji?
Hold on.
Okay.
Oh, please. Hold on.
Hi, Annapurna. I think yesterday's session, I didn't get the videos. Can you please share it?
Did you
because I did not send it.
Yes, I had sent a mail.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, Meghna, you did not get the video because I did not send it yet. So I'm the culprit.
Okay.
Good morning, Vasantji. Good morning.
So what I have to do actually, the thing is that the video is very bad.
Okay.
So I was thinking of editing it. I started, but then editing takes too much time.
Sure. And
so
I would really like to know
I'll
any
upload
other
the video
questions
as it is on YouTube, and I'll share the link today. And the edited version, as soon as it gets ready, I will share. But I find it like really difficult to edit it.
Vasantji, you're on mute.
Any other sessions, if it is coming up, I would really like to attend because I'm new to
You are on session shopping?
Sorry?
You are on session shopping?
Not sessions hopping, but I am a new HR manager for a small, so there's a lot of things to learn for me. So that is why.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Vasanji, you are able to see? Hello, Vasanji?
I'm able to see.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
सही है
I'm-
फिर तो सब कुछ सेट है
can you hear me?
Yes,
Can
yes,
you
we are.
hear me?
Yes, yes, it is clear. We are able to hear you, and please be there. And I think
Yes,
it's
Can
all
you hear
we
all
hear you
fine,
very well.
all fine, all fine.
Nene, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hello,
We
can
can.
you hear me?
Yes,
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 sir. We can
Vasanji,
hear
we
you.
hear you.
yeah,
Okay, okay.
Ma'am, if you want to put that into PPT mode,
I will.
yeah.
yeah, Mr. Vasant Agrawal, how are you, sir?
Hello. Hello, hello.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Very well. I am joining second time. Yesterday was very enlightened. This, talk on the subject,
Yeah.
and today also
Yeah.
I'm joining. I'm a mechanical, electrical, industrial engineer. 50 years experience, 72 years age.
I see.
And then I've also done design thinking and teaching various management institutes in Bombay, IES, Atharva College, Thana College,
I-
KC College, and many other colleges as a visiting faculty. And working as a
Very
general manager of exports, international trade, logistics, supply chain, finding the international
Excellent.
buyer for our product. Just short
Very
introduction, Mr. Agrawal.
Thank you. Am I visible?
Yeah,
We can see you, we can hear you.
yeah, we
Okay.
can see.
Super.
We are starting exactly 11 o'clock.
Yes. How time flies.
Hi, Milan.
Hi, how are you?
Superb. How are you?
Yeah, good.
Yes,
Looking
inside.
forward to today's thing because it's very relevant for education, emotional intelligence.
True, true.
But Mr. Milin, I'm asking one question.
Yeah.
SME industries are not having much, on this focus, this side of talking, behavioral pattern is different. SME ownership, SME, especially within the 15 crores. The entrepreneurs, they themselves are very different. Their outlook to the employees are very different. Their outlook to the product, customer, supply chain. Is there any way to, this coaching and this type of,
Yeah, there definitely is. There is a group of us who is going to very actively conduct an outreach, especially to MSMEs and SMEs. Okay, and I will update everybody over here in a few days' time as to what the progress is. There are surely people who are positively inclined towards training. So far they've been taking things like they've been undergoing training for teamwork, for communication. Emotional intelligence is still relatively a newer subject, so we will have to explore that.
You are staying in Thana. I am member of the Rotary Club Thana West. Lot of entrepreneurs are there and founders of industries of agri. So my email is there with you. My mobile number is also there. You can contact me once this after 14th. This coronavirus.
Okay. So
So I think good morning to all.
Yes.
Yeah, good morning to all and welcome to today's EI 101 series. I think we had an excellent program yesterday, and thank you all for joining today as well.
Thank
And
you.
we have an excellent resource person, Mr. Vasant Agarwal, today speaking on the topic, the impact of PI on the educational ecosystem. And yesterday also we had many questions around this. Hey, when should we start training up on emotional intelligence? Do we have to train up children as young as they are, or is it something relevant to age or experience and stuff like that? I think with Mr. Vasant around, he's a very thoroughly research professional whom we have with us. He's a speaker, he's an author, he's an EI coach and an MEQ advisory. And I think we will be having an excellent session with him. And I would request everyone to go on mute. And as you wanted to ask any questions, please do share it in the chat window. We will take it between 11:40 and 12 o'clock, and if needed beyond that also a little bit. And welcome, Mr. Vasant. Thank you so much to be the resource person for this session. I would request you to start the session now. Thank you.
Thank you, Annapurnaji. I'm really delighted to be a part of this group. I think you folks are going to do a tremendous job. Very quickly, I'd just like to give a very quick background. I've lived in America over 40 years, and I've come back to India to give back to my country. When I came back, I stumbled on this field of emotional intelligence, and I got very interested, intrigued, fascinated by it. So since then, I've devoted my life to this field. I initially started in the education field. I went to schools and colleges and principals. I gave speeches across India on this subject, and it was all rah, 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 wonderful, thank you, cheers and everything. But nothing came of it. The reason being that in India, nobody knows really the value of emotional intelligence. Nobody does. Not schools, not colleges, not psychologists, not HR people. And the problem is lack of awareness and understanding and education on the matter. Somebody was just mentioning a little while ago that they were working with SMEs and MSMEs for training. But nobody is going to do the training unless they first understand the value proposition. This is my clear understanding after 4 or 5 years in this field. It's all rah, 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 but nobody really, because they don't understand it. Parents do. I'm in 350 groups on Facebook and LinkedIn. All the best groups, but, and I send them all kinds of stuff, but nobody, because they don't understand. So our main objective should be education and awareness of what is emotional intelligence and how important it is. So I stress that to all of you, is to go trying to get somebody to train them and pay for it. It's not going to happen. First, you must educate and make aware the people as to what it means. Having said that, I'd like to begin. There are many interpretations and definitions of the term emotional intelligence and what it comprises. The main talking points and takeaways from any discussion on AI and EQ relate to the basic quest for happiness. Why are we doing it? It is to make us in our present ecosystem comprising of artificial intelligence, virtual reality, machine learning, augmented reality, the key missing catalyst is emotional intelligence. It is the new element in the room and the essence of our mental health and quest for a meaningful life. So let us demystify this paradigm. Our education system teaches us every subject on earth except happiness. And as you know, Harvard University, the most popular class at Harvard is on happiness. That course is booked up for years ahead. Harvard University, happiness, and that is the most popular course. So we're doing all this to be happy. And I have a major statement to make here.
Ananya,
A child
why?
cannot, हाँ जी.
I
So
want you to
anyway,
listen to this.
a child cannot be academically successful if they are not emotionally healthy. So let's go to this screen. And
Vasanji, your fan is interfering with your voice, so it is cutting your voice. So either you
so
try to be in some corner, or maybe if you can turn off your fan if it's not too hot, it will help.
okay, let me go near where the modem is. Maybe that will be better. Okay, is that better?
Yes, it is better.
Acha, okay. So this is the first, and all these graphics I have designed myself personally. So this is the EQ tree. It involves decision making, communications, social skills, presentation skills, anger management, assertiveness, trust, accountability, flexibility, tolerance, and time management. So these are the keys, elements of emotional intelligence. Can we go to the next slide? I'll be very quick because at the end I want to say a few things. Okay. Now this, again, I don't know the makeup of the audience that we have today. Some are well versed in emotional intelligence and some maybe are not. So this slide is just, it's self-evident. It increases leadership ability, your personal well-being, uh, and reduces occupational stress, increases team performance. Now, one thing I saw, I will digress. One thing I saw, I met with the senior HR executives throughout India, and I tried to explain to them the value of emotional intelligence. I'm going off topic, but nobody knows in HR the value of EQ assessment. In the US, when you, are you there? Hello?
Yes, Vasanji.
Hello?
Hear you. Your voice, cuts little bit, but I think it is because of some other thing. But we hear you overall.
So ठीक है, I hated to digress, but in the US, if somebody's applying for a job, they give 30% points for emotional EQ assessment, 30% for qualifications, 30% for experience, and 10% for personality. In India, they have no idea about the value of EQ. Anyway, let's go back to the subject. I hope this slide is self-evident. Well, I would appreciate it if these presentations are kept personal and not distributed otherwise. There is certain intellectual property here. Can we go to the next slide, please? Common sense. You know, when I give my speeches across India on the subject, I ask the audience, I said, can somebody define common sense for me? And they say, well, it's something we have but we don't use. And I say to them, no, define common sense. What is common sense? So I came up with this definition of, it's a combination of our intelligence, our intuition, our instinct, our knowledge, experience, combined with the five senses. If you see a piece of log on fire, your common sense tells you not to touch it, that you'll get burned. So we have five senses: rapid touch, sense, feel, taste, and all that. So when you combine our intelligence, our intuition, our instinct, our knowledge, and our experience with our five senses, that is how you find common sense. And this is something that once, I explained that, people say, oh, I didn't know that. Anyway, so that's that. Next slide, please. Can we go to the next slide? Yes. Okay, this is very interesting. It's been very well received throughout India and across the world. No. Let's go back to this one. Yes. It is the emotional roller coaster that we all go through in our lives. If there is any difficulty, there's ladies and gentlemen. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, it's visible to me.
It's visible. Can you enlarge it, Annapurnaji?
I think this is the
Can
max.
you magnify?
Yeah, it's visible.
It's visible. It's visible.
Can you magnify it?
I think this is the max now.
Acha. So it is visible to everybody?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes. Yes. Visible properly.
No, is it visible? Can you see the progression of the emotional cycle? Can you see it?
Yes, yes.
Okay, all right. So yeah, study it carefully. I mean, we can talk about it for hours, but I want to run with the program. So, so let's go to the next slide, please. Now, this is very important. Okay, we have a thought. Something comes into our mind. Now, whether it's good or bad, that causes us to have emotions regarding that thought about somebody or something that happened. Now, when that happens, we go into what is known as the communication mode. We communicate those emotions to somebody. And from that, there is, hold on, there is an action and a reaction. So what you said, whether you praised somebody or whether you berated somebody, you say something as a result of the emotions you are feeling. That then causes the other person to react either positively or negatively. And how they react then results in consequences. And I think you can read between the lines that this is the key, excuse me, of how emotions matter. Excuse me, and then they react, and then you have to deal with the consequences. Okay, can we go on? I mean, I've written a book on it. I'll give you the lead for that. All of this is written up very beautifully. So I don't want to take too much time to explain everything. Some of the things you already know, some new people, maybe it's new to them. So I'm trying to generalize here. So let's go to the next one. Okay, now this is very important. At the bottom of the screen, you see these books falling down in a domino effect. Now, why have I made this slide? The reason is that when you are depressed, what do? Either you are having some kind of an addiction, whether it's drugs or alcohol or even food, or there are 98 known addictions that we know of. It could be gardening, it could be watching soap opera, it could be reading. Anything done in excess is an addiction, anything. So now I have seen that there is a correlation between depression and emotions. When you are depressed, what happens is that you turn to some form of addiction. Either you're addicted before and then you're depressed, or you're depressed and then you go into some form of addiction. So the bottom of the slide shows first there is denial. No. I've written another book on addiction as well. It's published by Penguin Random House. And the title of the book is The Accidental Addict and the Power of Positive Thinking. And it's on Kindle and all that. I'm not promoting it now. I'm focusing on emotional intelligence. But if you see the bottom of the screen, first there is denial. Then there is your ego. Then there is your health. Then there's your career fails. Then you have, what is it? What is this one on the left-hand side? I can't read it. Your financing affected. And then finally, it's so small.
Depression.
Depression.
Then you go into depression. And then you go into counseling. And then you go into rehab. Now, why I'm bringing this up is that it's very important for everyone to understand that in the emotional, okay. Are you there? Okay. Addiction plays a very important role when in the emotional life cycle. Now, if you go up and above, you will see these triangular. How do I reduce this stupid thing? Oh, I know, I got it. Now, just study each of these triangles and you can read between the lines. The main thing is loss of self-esteem. And so in order to reach that pinnacle, these are the keys that you have to overcome. These all relate to addiction, but please understand that it is an intrinsic part. Today, people are drinking under this lockdown. People are drinking like crazy because they can't go out. So I've read so many articles in the paper about the sale of liquor having gone up like 10 times because of this. Now, this is ridiculous. I mean, but that's reality because of the way this thing is unfolding. Anyway, let's go to the next line, next screen, please. Okay, this is very important. I want every one of you that is has logged on to look at this very carefully. There are your what are the things that affect our emotions? The family, your career, your health, your finances. Okay, these are all there. Then there is denial, there's honesty, there's ego, and then you make amends. Then you go into your heart, your mind. Like I just
Body and soul.
my screen. Now on the left-hand side, you see uh, angry, lonely, tired, and hungry. Now this is the human cosmos. These are the 16 characters, 16 characteristics that we face every day. Now look at them very carefully. Okay, study them very carefully because I've designed this graph, this matrix, for a specific reason. Look at it carefully. Now, everybody there, tell me what is of the 16 parameters I have brought out here. What is the one single most important parameter that causes you to be emotionally unwell? I mean, if your family is not responding, you could be emotionally unwell or unhappy. If your career is not, you could be. Of all these things, 16 parameters, I want everybody in the audience to tell me the one single parameter that is paramount for you. Excuse me, can anybody contribute?
Yeah, maybe
Hello?
you can do it in the chat box. You can type on the chat box.
No, it's not the mind. Look at the 16 parameters that I've identified. No. Select from one of the parameters on the chart.
Is it loneliness?
You got it.
Shama
You got
here.
it. You got it. Kudos to you. Out of thousands of people that I've spoken to, only a few, they talk about this, that, the other, or this one, or your finances, or your health. That's not it. Loneliness. That is the one key element. Now, you can be physically lonely and you can be mentally lonely. Loneliness is not what you think. You can be in a crowd of people and still be lonely. So this is very important to understand. However, all the 16 parameters play a role. Obviously, if your career is not going well, you're unhappy, you're emotionally unstable. If your health is not right, you're saying, why me? If your finance is not there, you don't know how to meet your bills. So all those things affect your emotions. Excuse me. But the key element is loneliness. I mean, who said that? Can I get your name?
Shama.
Acha,
Meghna,
Mr. Sharma.
Meghna, Shama, I think.
Very perceptive, very perceptive. So this is, I've got a sore throat. Anyway, can we go to the next slide? Okay. Anybody that is in knowledgeable about
Link is
the,
shared in the group.
beg your pardon?
कुछ इमोशनल इंटेलिजेंस पे सेशन एवोल्यूशन निवेदन था.
Please mute.
No, I'm fine. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Acha. So these are the 4 components of emotional intelligence: self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, and relationship management. So this is a nice chart that describes the 4 key elements of EI. And there's another one, I think, that I've also put in there. So study these. I mean, it will take a long time to discuss each one of them. But this is the DNA, in a sense, of emotional intelligence. So look at it. I can, if you have any questions, I can talk about it more. So please, this is for you to, all this is for you to look at, study, evaluate, think about, and then maybe some other day, or maybe later on in question answers, I can answer some of them. So let's go to the next slide, please.
I think that's done.
No, there's more than that.
No, that's it. I think these are the slides.
अरे नहीं यार, जो मेन चीजें थी वो तो है ही नहीं यहाँ पे.
There are more slides to it.
No, we didn't get.
No, there are more slides. Yeah.
Annapurna, please exit the mode and show him all the slides. Yes, that way.
Indra, this is what I got.
नहीं तो 5
Yeah, me too.
So no problem, Vasanji, you can
speak.
you can maybe send the slide now by email or by email or by
No,
WhatsApp.
I think he cannot do that.
No, I'm not computer savvy.
Fine. I'll just see. You please be continuing to talk. I'll just see if there is something which I can.
हाँ, there are 11 slides. अभी तो हमने 5-6 ही दिखाई है आपने. ओहो, अन्नपूर्णा जी, आपने ही acknowledge किया है आपके 11 slides हैं.
Indrani, please check how many slides are there on that.
Sir, I got 8 photos, so that's how many I put up there as well.
अरे रानी जी ने हमको 11 बताया. Anyway, चलिए जो अच्छी थी वो तो मिस हो गई ना.
That's
Sir, we can do it right now. That's not a problem.
Frustration.
नहीं, हमसे नहीं होता है. I'm not. चलिए. I'll talk then if you don't mind.
Yes.
Now, getting back to the education space, most parents are unaware that our EQ or emotional quotient is many times more important than our IQ. It is important to understand that our IQ remains constant throughout our life. It is our EQ from the time of birth that develops. And most people don't understand that. इंडिया में बस सिर्फ मार्क्स ग्रेड्स मारो पीटो चाइल्ड को 99.9% आना चाहिए और IIT GE में होना चाहिए. तो वही मेरा कहना है कि ये बहुत गलत है क्योंकि चाइल्ड का वी हैव मल्टीपल अरे जो अच्छी स्लाइड्स थी मल्टीपल इंटेलिजेंस पे वो तो सब पता नहीं कहाँ चली गई. हमारी कम से कम 5 और स्लाइड्स हैं बहुत गजब की. अब हम कैसे करें? अब कभी बाद में ऑर्गेनाइज करके आफ्टर अदर स्पीकर्स हैव स्पोकन मे बी in the next whenever next week or whenever we'll organize it better, Annapurna ji, and then that'll be quite something. ठीक है ना?
Sure.
So main thing is what is EI? We have thoughts that turn into feelings, which turn into emotions. Then, as I said, they lead into action and reaction.
Sorry, Vasant sir. Is it the one with a cycle and one with negative emotions? Can you give me 2 minutes? I'll just add those slides real quickly.
उसमें 4-5 और हैं. आप सबको करिए.
I have those two other than the rest of the ones that we've shown.
वो तो खैर हाँ दिखा देते हैं. चलिए उनको डालिए. I can उसमें जो negative emotions वाली वो बहुत important है.
Sure.
ठीक है ना? So I'll continue.
Yeah.
Now we must recognize that all our emotions lie in our subconscious and then manifest themselves based on the people we meet, the places we visit, or the events we partake in. ये पीछे आवाज क्या आ रही है? है ना? So we are dealing with the subconscious. If you meet somebody after a long time, so your thoughts about that person, whether they were good or bad, they were kind or not kind, they all come to the fore. Then you deal with that person. Once that person goes away, all the thoughts about that person go back, subside into your subconscious. You don't think about that person till the next time you see him. You go to a place that you visited before, memories of how good the time was, whatever, they all come out from your subconscious to your conscious. Once you leave that place, they all go back into your subconscious. So the subconscious is what is controlling our lives. You are driving, your subconscious has nothing to do with it. You just go in an automatic fashion, you know where to go. But if there is something you see on the road, all of a sudden, a dead animal, your subconscious immediately comes to the fore. And that is the important thing. So the task is to identify, evaluate, control, and express our emotions to achieve our maximum potential. Now, each individual has multiple intelligence, logic, aptitude, personality. So we don't know, people don't know that we have multiple intelligences. And each person has learning disabilities as well. It could be, so we have to, wherever the learning disability is, there are other charts that I have, oh my goodness. So in the EQ assessment that we are all going to do together, I guess, so we identify the learning disability of the person, of the child. Excuse me. And then we work on that. It could be memory. The child has a very a memory recollection problem or a logic problem. So the EQ tests are designed to pinpoint the learning disabilities, focus on them, and then correct them so that the child is made whole. And that skill set is what needs optimization. Now, our subconscious has no reasoning power because emotions will always overpower logic. So the subconscious always accept whatever it believes to be true, as opposed to the to the conscious. The subconscious doesn't sleep; it works 24/7. And I'm reading here a little bit. And it's controlled by our thoughts and emotions, and operates on the laws of attraction. Whatever is most rewarding at any given time, that is what we do. It functions on the basis of images formed in the mind and retained by our thoughts, and not by words or deeds. Unlike the conscious, the subconscious cannot see, observe, be logical, rational, or make decisions. The subconscious has unlimited memory and rarely forgets anything, and its behavior is involuntary. The subconscious works on only one thought at a time, and is influenced by instant gratification, and is dominated by the five senses. When conflict occurs, the subconscious will overcome the conscious every time. While the conscious lives in the past, present, and future, the subconscious only lives in the present. So anyway, what are the causes of emotional stress, and so on? I've written this all up in a I think compelling book, and I'll post the book on the group, and you can I'll get you the soft copies of it. Things like how is EI implemented, and what are the ways and means of determining the EI of a student. When is a good time to start EI counseling, etc., etc. So it's quite a substantial dissertation, and I don't want to take too much of everybody's time. But we should educate parents and teachers. Now, on my platform, www.discovermymind.com, that's my website. There are 4 platforms there. One is EQ assessment, one is webinars, one is online counseling, and the other is teacher training and certification. Now, why teacher training and certification? Across India, there are 86,000 CBSE approved schools, and twice that private and government schools. Everyone, the new health policy says every school must have a trained and certified counselor. Now, whether they do it or not is not the point. Point is that these counselors need to be trained and certified on emotional intelligence. You know, there is a blame game going on. The parent is blaming the teacher is blaming the child is blaming the parent, and this blame game has been going on forever, as you know. And the reason is that the child is emotionally unhealthy. Now, the counselors do not know how to handle this. They have no training. They don't even know what is emotional intelligence. They don't know empathy, compassion. They know nothing except marks. So, so I have, if you look at the website, again, I'll repeat it, www.discovermymind.com. So all these platforms are identified, and I'll be working with Annapurna ji and Milan ji to come up with an assessment program. And we need to pitch this. I have 13,000 people on my LinkedIn network. Everyone is eminent psychologists, educationists, and people involved in EI throughout India, throughout the world. And when I give these speeches, all these school principals and directors and organizers, they all come, all tali, 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 but nothing. They don't follow up, and I don't have the resources to follow up. I have so many thousands of principals of schools. Now, the problem there is that unless the owner of the school gives the green signal, the principal today has no authority, just responsibility. So we need to change this paradigm. We need to get out to these schools and these principals. We need to show them that if their school is proactive, the grades will go up, there'll be less disharmony in the classroom, there'll be less dropouts. There are at least 10 reasons why the school should, should make this as either part of the curriculum, or, you know, the underperformance of the child will go away, the attendance will improve, the grades will improve, the students will be more focused on learning rather than disruption, the academic ranking of the school will improve, the spending the spending lakhs of rupees in advertising in the newspaper every day. This school, that school, we have this facility, we have that facility, lakhs and lakhs. I go to all these school exhibitions. I mean, they have fancy booths, and all it is, they're missing the boat. And when I tell them about the value, and then the principal says, "Oh, this is very interesting. Oh, Mr. Agarwal, when can we meet?" And then they don't follow up, and I don't either, because I can't keep running around. So that's why I've designed these webinars. That's why I'm doing these teacher training modules. That's why, and later, and right now, online counseling on emotional intelligence. There are only 2-3 companies in India doing that. Your Dost and one or two others, and they're making millions of rupees because nobody else is doing it. And so, so anyway, online counseling too. I am in touch with one of the best EI counselors and experts in India, and she has Dr. Lata Singh, and she has about 20 counselors on AI on staff. So if anybody wants to pursue online counseling, that would be fine. If somebody wants to pursue, I mean, I know Annapurna ji was saying that there are too many webinars. That's okay, but nobody has the kind of webinar that we have, that I have. I know what webinars there is. There's nothing. I mean, you can go to YouTube and you can see 50 presentations on emotional intelligence. Half an hour, 1 hour later, you've got 2 minutes worth of substantive thought. Something that you say, oh, now that was interesting. Other than that, it's all just...
So, Vasantji, we are having questions coming in. I think we'll be having very less time. So please let us give some time for the questions. So there is a question which has come from Ajit Vora asking the application to SME industries and entrepreneurship. That means EI application to industries and entrepreneurship. I would actually, I think, Vasantji, if you want to answer, you can. Otherwise, I would request Milind if you can throw some light on that.
No, I'll just quickly summarize what I have to say on that.
Sure.
There must be education awareness of the value proposition. These SMEs and MSMEs don't know anything about. They'll say, "ये है क्या बीमारी? हम क्यों पैसे दें? हम क्यों हम ट्रेनिंग ले? ये है क्या?" तो जब तक आप नहीं बताएंगे उनको कि ये क्या है, वो नहीं सब्सक्राइब करेंगे. I have hit my head against the wall for 3 years. Principal, this, that, NGO. They don't understand the value proposition. So that is the key. Because this is a nebulous field. It's not like engineering or something like that. So anyway, Milinji, take it away.
No, Mr. Agarwal, the end of the day, entrepreneur always weight you by how much cash flow you have generated, how much market you have brought surplus, how much products you have increased, how much customer. That is what they think. Yeah, and then you are all EI, EQ, everything is correct. What do you think, sir? What my comment, my experience, I'm 50 years as on today.
I will care only for that. It's as simple as that. Like, if I'm an educator, if I'm a counselor, then I will care for EQ. If I'm an entrepreneur, I care a damn.
Yes. Absolutely right.
You are right. No, sir, end of the day, entrepreneur is always under strain, constraint and restraint. He has to have many failures in front of him in the morning. Then he has to balance everybody. He has to balance workers. He has to balance supplier. He has to balance the government actions. He has to balance the customers. He has to balance the government offices. He has to balance banker. You know, end of the day, he finds that tomorrow there is still problem is left out. And solutions are there, but their solution of mine is very different. That is why, see, today's morning Economic Times has given why we have got a good solution for COVID-19. The lady has written in the Economic Times. I will show you. But people do not want to invest. People do not want to bring in technology. See, the SME and SMEs do not have technology focus. And what you said, if you tell him, they will listen and go away.
So what is your point?
My point is that how you tell some stories to SMEs, to us or MSME, how they are successful with your knowledge and application. Story is very important. It's some case studies.
It is very hard to quantify.
Oh, I see.
How do you explain to somebody that because they got involved in EI, this was the net positive result? It's very subjective. And I met the director of MSME at a conference that I was speaking at, and he gave me his card. And he said, Mr. Agarwal, you please call me. I'm the head of, he's the director, he was the top person in India in the department. And then I called him up a week later. I said, क्या तो नाम था साबरवाल, क्या तो नाम था? And then I said, आपने कहा था, so I'm calling you. बोले हमको समझ में नहीं आ रहा है ये है क्या? अच्छा हमने कहा मीटिंग कर लेते हैं. अच्छा ठीक है, I'll call back. He never called back. So what I'm trying to say to you is don't be idealistic. If you have a plan, go with something that, you see, that's what I go back to HR. They are spending crores of rupees on speakers and motivation speakers. Crores. Every company, every major company in India has these training programs. And I have attended them. And for one day, and they charge 5,000 rupees a person. And they talk bullshit. Just rah, you know, ye wo, sales goal badhao, ye karo. Nobody talks about emotional intelligence. I'm telling you, listen to me.
Any other questions from anyone? I think if we have any questions, can we take up those questions, please?
Annapurna ji, the motivation is a very complex terminology. How long you will motivate, to what extent man is motivated, you know, it changes every minute and day and time. You know, the motivation to top management people, motivation to middle management, motivation to the bottom of the pyramid workers, everywhere it is a different. So motivation is a very subjective terms, I believe. To some extent, correct me, I am always open to you.
Fine, sir. Thank you on that point, and then noted that on the comment on the motivation. Do anyone else have any question to check with us, with Mr. Vasant, on the education, EQ?
Especially on the relationship, or let's say the place of,
yeah, on relationship, teacher, anything.
So let's keep our discussion focused on the main topic, which is EI in education.
Yeah, there is Lakshmi asking a question: how to keep subconscious always focused?
No, Lakshmi, you can't, your subconscious comes up on its own. You cannot reach out, excuse me, to your subconscious.
Okay.
It is your conscious that you can control, manage what you're going to do. But your subconscious is latent inside your mind. It only comes up when it is triggered by some person, place, or event. You go to a wedding, all of a sudden your subconscious says, oh, this wedding is not as good as the other one.
Yeah, true.
So you subconscious is what, if you understand it. I mean, I wish we had more time. मैं book में ये subconscious और subconscious का ये सारा खेल उसी का है. ये सारा खेल जो emotional intelligence, emotional learning. The new term is emotional learning, not emotional intelligence. People correct me when I say emotional intelligence. It's emotional learning. Even Annapurna ji has pointed out.
There is one more question coming from Sanchia. She's asking, is there a known link between mindfulness practices and increase in EI?
Oh yes, I would think so. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a psychiatrist.
Vijay,
yes,
add on.
Yes, there has to be. Mindfulness and EI have to go together. But I'm not an expert on mindfulness, unfortunately. Neither am I on EI for that matter.
Vijay, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
You want to add on something on that?
There is like, first of all, from understanding the concept point of view, there has been many studies which demonstrate this link consistently. But here I would like to take it as experientially this thing. Is there a link between mindfulness and emotional intelligence or emotional learning, let's say? What happens when you become mindful? The first signal or the first thing that you notice when you become mindful is that you become more aware of what is happening in your body.
Right.
Where the emotions happen. They happen in relationship to either your internal thought process or interaction with somebody. So they always happen. There is always a bodily origin or symptom with related to emotion. So through mindfulness, if you are becoming more aware of your bodily symptoms or bodily sensations, you are bound to become more aware of your emotions. So the first step of emotional intelligence development or emotional learning is to being aware of or being conscious of your emotions. That's the first step. So in
Correct.
that step, mindfulness helps a lot. Mindfulness doesn't help you becoming better at relationship with others. It doesn't help you in analyzing your emotions better, but it helps you in identifying your emotions better in a very clear cut manner. So that way it helps. So it's like mindfulness helps you in the first step of emotional intelligence development. So when actually in fact, when I will talk about the EI development process and how it happens externally, internally, and in relationship, I will talk about it a little.
Sure. And there is Aggies who's asking who certifies for EI in India and what would be the duration. Aggies, we help in certifications. There are many people who certify. But we also help in certifications, and we are coming up with different schedules now that we have with the lockdown and with other things. We are trying to come up with an online certification. Kindly be in touch with us. We will help you in all these details. Then Meghna is asking, is there any EI test to take up, and how do I know how have been controlled or can be self-controlled? I take that question again, Meghna. I don't know whether you were there yesterday also, but then we were talking about the EI test. We have a wonderful EI test which has been developed by Mr. Vijay Pandey, and this has been quite successful, and around 35,000 people have already taken up this test, and it is a very comprehensive test, and we would request you to take up this test, and you know all the results of it, and we will coach you further on that. Kindly contact us on that. Sandhya is asking a question, how can we develop positive thoughts in our subconscious mind? Yes, I think Vasantji.
That's a tricky one. See, subconscious mind and positive thoughts. About 2-3 slides और हैं जो शायद you were trying to find. पता नहीं उसमें ये है. So if you can locate those images, that would be good. But देखिए, subconscious is different from positive or negative thinking. Subconscious retains everything from your childhood. It's all there. It's all there. So it has very little to do with what you're thinking at a given time. It is the result of what you were thinking, what you did, what you didn't do, what you said, what you didn't say. That is what filters into the subconscious. Oh, I met him. I wanted to congratulate him or her, and I forgot to do that. Now that is in your subconscious. So the next time you see that person, that thought comes up. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. So subconscious को आप understand करिए कि it's not you cannot manipulate your subconscious. It is an end result of whatever you see, do, say, or don't. So I don't know how to explain that, but thoughts become emotions which create action and then reaction, which then goes into your subconscious. ठीक है ना?
Okay. Sanchya, yes, I mean, you're talking about.
Sorry, can I add, if you don't mind? Can I add, Shama here? Can I add something if you don't mind?
Yes, go ahead, Mr. Shama.
Yeah, that subconscious is basically called as Sakshi. That Sakshi is always very active. Thank you.
Okay. Sure. Sanchia, you were talking that you're telling that mindfulness will help develop self-awareness, but it's EI, I think you typed EL. It's EI that will take us a long way. I think being EI practitioners, we will tell definitely yes, EI will take you for a longer way. And definitely please attend tomorrow's session wherein we will talk about how EI is going to help. And I think further all the sessions will be telling you how EI can develop one's career, performance, productivity, or overall wellness.
Yes.
And how mindfulness can be a part of it, how positive thoughts can be a part of it, how negative thoughts are impacting the overall wellness of an individual. So there is a lot of it in this one. So definitely, yes, EI is one differentiating factor for our well-being. Definitely. Any other questions? Anything else? Any comments? Anything, please?
Yeah. And Purnaji, one question. We are running industries last 50 years and is going on. See, the today's situation in industry, the manufacturing is slow down or almost young people are not coming into the major force of working in the manufacturing, and they have all MBAs, high tech. They have a very different mind shape to get the job. They think in a very different way than what entrepreneur thinks. Now there's a very big gap, thinking gap. So can you have any solution or suggestion how the young people will be multiples of forces in the entrepreneurship? See, the entrepreneur thinks totally different in the morning than the MBA people think and other people think. This is a major area of the gap. To match the line with the entrepreneur is very important. How your EI and EQ, everything will work in this. Because the job survival is very important with him. No?
So EI doesn't differentiate whether he's an entrepreneur, he's a student, he's a school going student, or a higher education student, or a professional study student, or a professional who is working in the industry. EI is needed everywhere and it can be applied everywhere. Now, if you're asking what efforts are being taken to see that EI reaches to the students or to the entrepreneurs or to the startups or something, we have started good work on that. And we are talking, and unfortunately, as Vasantji told, that in our country, EI has never been given that focus as a formal education until today. We always talked about IQ, development of IQ. And what we see really happening in the corporates or in the leadership or in the entrepreneurship or any time, it is the EQ which actually makes a difference. So things are falling into place. I think it's a right time for us in our country also, wherein it was there in our ancient times. We had used at the best in our Mahabharata times, in our Ramayana times, Chanakya times. Yes. So today, I mean, in this week, you will be also having two other speakers who are going to bring in all that wisdom also back to us. So please stay tuned to us. So what I'm trying to say, Mr. Ajit ji, is yes, there is the requirement of EI in every sphere. So entrepreneurs also will require this, and we all have to join hands to reach out this EI to every part of the people. That's it.
No, madam, you are telling leadership. Leadership, the attributes of the leader is one. He's a go-getter, he's an innovator, he's a reformer, he's a trendsetter, he's a reader, he's a follower, he's a dealer, he's an entrepreneur. So leadership is a very, has so many attributes, and then the leader becomes all leadership is always disputed. Not a single leader accepted throughout the life, throughout the time to everybody. And the first rule of leadership, what I understand, is no rule. But leader takes more pain for a small gain, which young people now join, they do not like this. This is my reading is there. Huh? Correct me, I'm always open to you.
Maybe you have an impression about like that, but I do not find any difference between any generations, and millennials and Gen Y and everyone. Most of them are very much open to understand about emotional intelligence. They are embracing this. I have done many seminars in higher educations and schools and all. I've seen that they're welcoming this. So definitely, I think it's the time that we reach out as EQ coaches and give them that input. Thank you, Ajit ji. Thank you. Anyone else?
With your permission, I would like to chip in here.
Yes, please, Vijay.
There is an Indian idea, and I think it's purely Indian stuff. Is that there is a concept of patra and patrata. So you don't go about teaching or educating people who are not up to a certain level. So if there is an entrepreneur who is too much stuck into his day-to-day activities and lost and kind of let's say not open to look into his own emotional world, you don't go teaching emotion about it. And there is a beautiful incident of it is when Ramchandraji was trying to persuade the sea to open and give the path to go to Lanka. At the end of that, he said that very beautiful line is that krodhi sam kami hi hari katha. So if somebody is angry or somebody is dominantly driven by anger, and if you teach peace to that person, or a person who is driven by lust, if you teach about the another world, the godly world, it's like sowing seed in a unfertile land. So as a practitioner, we need to keep that in mind, is that where we are putting our effort. So there are different levels. First is that level of awareness. So after ignorance, like first level is ignorance, like people don't know. Like before 1990, people were not even talking about emotional intelligence. It doesn't mean that emotional intelligence was not existing. The awareness about it as an idea, as a separate concept, as something to develop, something to work on, something useful, that idea was not existing. So Daniel Goleman, through his book, made it popularized, so it became part of our awareness. So that's what we need to do in India. Like there are many people who are not even simply aware, so we need to approach them through awareness. Once they become awareness, some of them will become interested in that, and then you talk about. There is no point, trying to argue with an entrepreneur or a SME leader or SME owner who is too much engrossed in his day-to-day life. When the person will feel that need for learning more about relationship management, then you talk about it. Then you talk about it. And that's the way to, I think that's the way to go about it as a practitioner.
Thank you, Vijay. And okay.
Annapurnaji, did you find the slides?
No, I think those images are quite small, so we are not using them at this point of time. I think we also have the paucity of time right now, so I think we will take it up sometime and we'll definitely show them. And thank you, everybody. Thank you very much for joining our session today. I think we have little rights or intellectual rights on the slides, which are the images which we have shown, so we'll not be able to share it very freely, which is what Mr. Vasanti has also told. So what we will try to do is we will try to see the recording, because yesterday's recording also we had some issues on the clarity. So Vijay is working on that. We'll see, and then we will share it with all those who have shared your email IDs to us. I think yesterday also a couple of you have shared, and today also please see that you can share your email IDs. We will send across the recording of today. You can share the email IDs to here. You can do that, or else. Vijay, I think we didn't do this form today, right? You can share the email IDs to this, or you can send it up to my number. You can share it on my WhatsApp number, which I've shared it over here. So please share your email IDs. We will send the recording to you. We'll send the recording link. So thank you very much, and stay tuned with us. We are talking about EI in the crisis times tomorrow at the same time with the same link. So once again, thank you all. Thank you very much.
Tomorrow we are meeting?
Yeah, tomorrow also we are having.
The same time, no?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Very interesting topic. Thank you.
Devang, you are asking something. Can you please re-inform on the name of the person who has developed tool for, okay. Just contact me, Devang. I will help you out. It is emotional ethics we are doing it. Seema, please send it to me. I cannot make a note because we'll get off the call over here. Please send it to my address, which I have given to everyone over there.
You can send these slides of Mr. Agrawal to us.
Sir, slides cannot be shared because they're having some rights over there. That's what Mr. Vasant has told. So we will try to send the recording over here.
Exactly.
Okay, sir?
No, we'll reschedule the thing again a couple of weeks later in a very comprehensive way. So today was just my first try at this.
Very interesting, but we enjoy your fellowship and discussions on a very diverse subject of the business related to human life, industries life, entrepreneurs, businessmen, and so on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Annapurna.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye, Annapurna ji.
Thank
Bye.
you, sir. Bye. Sir.
Thank you, Annapurna ji. You are the
Thank you.
inspiration
Thank
for
you.
running this program.
Thank you, Ajit ji. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Annapurna ji.
Thank you.
So bye bye to all. I'm ending the meeting now.
Thank you.
Bye, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Vijay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Shama sir.